The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. A little bit of technical problems today. I had the DAX and FTSE charts all ready to go, and the trading gods decided to put some technical omens on me, and I don't have them anymore. I don't know where they are. So the first chart that I posted in there was the action of the S&P yesterday, overlaid on that neural network AI artificial intelligence program. You see the rally came in. The reason why I'm bringing this up, folks, if you remember back on the 18th of September when I'd come back from London, I had posted a chart. This is when the S&P had gone, had topped on the 13th. And my friend told me that the top should be right around, the actual price was 30.50. We had been at 30.39, I believe. Well, we hit that number yesterday. You can see it had a spike high. Whether that's anything or not, I don't really know, folks. All I know is he's very smart. It's all based on these Fibonacci spirals and stuff that are based on a bunch of esoteric stuff. But here's what I think is important. You know, I'm going to give you my 2 cents worth since I've got your attention here. Here is the, I'm going to start off here with the Apple, because Apple had a very nice move yesterday. Not unexpected, because 75% of the time after earnings, Apple took off. We went from 242. We saw a print at 251, but I don't know if there was much trading there or not, because it's just a spike on my chart. Most of it is around 249, and we closed, I believe, at 246. That's $1 away from the ABCD patterns that we're looking at up here in Apple. That comes in at 245. So I'm not sure about that one. If you'll remember, we also were talking about Softy. We'll get this up here. We had a beautiful butterfly pattern on Softy. We took out all that resistance, and now we're trading, I believe we're trading at 143 and change today in Softy, so it's not doing too much. And then, of course, the last one is the Google, and it has, I believe, made some type of a double top up in here. So whether that means very much or not, I think it's trading at 12. I think it's trading at 1268, I thought I saw this morning. So we'll just sort of watch those, because this is about 25% of the action in the NASDAQ 100. So that's a very interesting thing to look at. Someone asked me last night, because it was the last game of the World Series, to share any good baseball stories I have, and I happened to be talking to Byron Tucker, and Byron is not a sports fan. He went to he's a devil may care type raconteur. He's a real world traveler and wine connoisseur and stuff. So he reads Shakespeare. But anyway, he doesn't know much about sports. But we were in Chicago. It was '84. It was the spring of '84, and Byron was working for Leo Malamed at Delshire Commodities, and he had just finished his stint running the Goldman Sachs desk, and he and Leo were very, very good friends. And Leo was he was working for Leo, and Leo had three Japanese traders coming in that he was doing business with over in Tokyo, and they wanted to go to a Chicago Cub game. And it was springtime. It was really cold, and he had box seat tickets, and he wanted Byron to take these guys to the baseball game. And Byron, he didn't even know where Cubs Park was, and he lived a mile away. But he wanted to go to the game, so we took him to the game, and he said, "You got to go with me, to entertain these guys." They spoke perfect English, really nice fellows, just about a little bit older than we were. We were in our 40s then, and Wow, it's hard to say that. Anyway, we went to the game. It was one of those games, cold, wet. I mean, and I don't drink beer, so I had nothing to keep me warm. So we were there, and the Cubs are down 6-0 in the 5th inning. They're down 7-0 in the 8th inning, and they're down 9-0 in the 9th inning. 9-0, and we want to leave after the 5th inning. Byron says, "Well, let's go." And the three guys, "No, we got to stay to the very end. We have to stay to the very end." And Byron says, he looks at me, and I said, "We stayed to the very end. So we're doing this because Leo asked us to do it, right?" Anyway, folks, you're not going to believe what happened. The Cubs scored 10 runs in the 9th inning and win the game 10-9. Never did forget that. I mean, Byron and I joke about that all the time. And we got back, in the next morning, and Leo said, "How did it go?" And we told him. He said, "You got to be kidding me." We were there like 4 hours and a half in cold, wet weather. I ended up getting a cold, but it was one of the most exciting games. You just couldn't believe it. They started out. Well, anyway, that's what happened. That was one of my baseball stories. Another funny one was when we first met Byron. He would come out to Westlake Village and stay with us for a week or two at a time and ride my motorcycle. And then evenings after supper, the kids like to play this game where I forget what the name of the game was, but you had to know different parts of the world, and you draw a card and whatever the name was. I can't remember it, but he would pick up a card, and it would say, who was Mickey Mantle? He wouldn't know who that was. But once one of the cards on the advanced court class was, he pulled up a card, said, "What are the 3 rivers in southwest Africa that meet at a certain spot?" And Byron says, "Oh, it's this one, this one, and this one." And my daughters, I thought they were going to fall on the floor laughing, say, "How in the heck did you ever know that?" And he says, "Well, I've been there." So it was killing a little time here because none of you dudes are calling in asking me questions, boys and girls. Come on, this is it. We got games to play and things to do. Rise and shine, little buckaroos. Yep, Ernie Banks. I got to meet Ernie once and got to meet him more than once after I met him the first time. He was in Mark Douglas's building, and I'll repeat that story too. We're getting in the building about 1 o'clock in the morning. It was John. Robert St. John, Tom, anyway, and Mark Douglas and myself, and there was 2 guys in there, and I walked in the elevator, and I said, "Oh my gosh," I said, "You're Ernie Banks." And he said, "Damned if I'm not." He said, "Do you have any kids?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Do you ever give your kids money or loan kids your money?" I said, "No, I don't loan kids my money. I give kids my money. I never expect to get it back." And he looked at that guy, his buddy, and he said, "You see," he said, "this guy knows what it's all about. You can't loan money to your kids." He says, "It's bad business." And so we started chatting on the way up. He said, "Hey, come on up. We'll have a final cocktail." It's like 1:30 in the morning. We go to Ernie's place there. He gives me his card, and he said, "If you're ever back in Chicago," I lived there. I didn't think he remembered it, but he said, "Come out to see me at the park." And I said, "Hey, my best friend is an idol. You're his idol." And I called Jimmy Elder the next morning. The next day, Jimmy came into Chicago to spend the whole day with Ernie Banks and go to dinner with him at night, and really thrilling to do that. So now we'll get back to the markets after this break. I've killed as much time as I possibly can this morning because I ain't got a whole lot to say. I don't know where the market's going to go, but everybody else thinks it's going up. So I guess that's where it's going. So we'll keep an eye on this. 877-927-6648.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
All right, folks, we're going to take a look at the gold market here. Yesterday, with the Federal Reserve in there, the market got all the way down to 1484. So you want to mark that. That took out the lows of the 22nd by just about $1. And from that level, we rallied all the way up to 1512 today. And if you did the calculations from 1522 down to 84, you do the 786 retracement back, it takes you into 1512. And our high today so far has been 1512.20. Whether that's going to hold or not, I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and see. I would like to share this with you because I happened to be watching that yesterday. Here's the AI with the time where the Federal Reserve came in. You'll notice that the Fed came in and it was making a low right there at that 1483 level, taking out those lows from 5 or 6 days ago, and that's took off when the market, it ended at 14.98, of course, up $17. And then we certainly continued to go higher as we continued to go on today. All right, the next one that we need to discuss here is the Treasury bond market. Let's get this up here. And we'll be able to bring it up here, take a look at it. Remember, we were looking for Treasury bonds to bottom in here and then have a pretty good rally. The last rallies that we had were just about 2 points, just not quite. And we've gone our 2 points. We've got up to, fact is, we got up all the way to the old high from the 23rd. We got up to 60.28. So that's been a pretty good rally. Folks, the bond market has a big problem. It's not rallying very much. These Federal Reserve folks, let me explain something to you. Go back, just to humor me with tickles and giggles. Why don't you go back go Google Google it, when you get a chance. This is your homework for tonight. Go Google Ben Bernanke, October 2007, and listen to his talk right before, this is talking about just a few days before the market turned down. He said, green lights across all the economy. There are no hidden things in the economy at all that he could see to have any. I'm just paraphrasing it, of course, but go back and look at that, what he said. What the dude last night was doing was just using that same speech, just changed a few words around. Everything looks great. Well, if it looks so great, why are they dropping interest rates when the stock market makes an all-time high? I think if you'd have went back into history and, well, they know what they're doing. I better shut up. I'm going to. All right, let's move on. Any help here today would be greatly appreciated. I know natural gas. Natural gas is on a run, folks. I left rule number 6, leaving money on the table, left a bunch of money on the table. We made good money. So you move on and then you just forget. That's pretty much what you want to look at. I don't know when the pullback is, but it's a very big pullback. It's getting quite cold here in Tucson and part of the West, so maybe global warming is stopped here in Tucson for a little bit. So we'll be able to see. Anyway, let's move on here and chat a little bit more about oh, shucks, I lost my train of thought. Just give me a second. The currencies. Oh, my good. Yes, the currencies. This is very, very important. If you'll remember in the currencies, let's get this up here. We were having this little rally here we had the ABCD pattern. We came down, stopped exactly at the 61% retracement. And you'll notice that little green line there at 97.80. That was the 38% retracement from the high that we made back on October the 1st. And that's been the high. And the market has, the dollar has given up a lot because the euro started to rally. Once we went above that 111.50, 111.50, that was a pretty good breakout. And the pound had a huge move. We pulled back 200 pips in the pound, and it just took off, like the old striped deer, and it's still going higher. So the dollar has come under some pressure now. The only way it's going to reverse that pressure is if we get above the 97.90 level. Then it would change. That would mean the euro would go back below the 110.50 level, and I don't see that happening. Right now, whether that will or not, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see what's going on. That's pretty much what we're looking at here. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. The hogs. The hogs have held up. Ruby asked a question about the hogs. The hogs held that 64 level right on the money, and we're trading, quite a bit higher than that now. So they're pretty much on the way. Let's get it up here and take a look at it, and we'll be able to see here where we are with the hogs. And there we go, right there. So we'll be looking at hogs possibly get up to about 78. Well, that's a long way. If it can do that, that'd be one heck of a move too. So keep an eye on those little piggies because it looks like they're going to be seen. David White just posted a great quote by Ray Dalio. In order to succeed in trading, you should learn to struggle well. Boy, if that's not a great quote, because boy, this whole thing about trading, folks, is so mental. I'm sitting in the office here where Mark Douglas wrote the book, Trading in the Zone. And, oh, my gosh, the people that we used to that he used to interview when he was here, you wouldn't believe the psychological stories of stuff that we had heard and how the psychology, plays into it. So it's important to remember these things because it's not an easy gig. But once you finally get it right, you'll get it right. It just takes you don't get this in a few days or weeks or years, folks. It takes several years to really to get good at it because if you go to medical school, you got to spend about 12 years. We don't have to do that in trading. Usually a couple of years will do it. Sometimes a little bit longer for some people. I remember Henry Tappan down in Knoxville, Tennessee. He came out to see me 6 times over a period of 3 years, and the last time he said, I finally figured it out. I really don't like trading. 6 months later, he calls me back, and he's trading actively all the time. And when I asked him, I said, Henry, what was different? He says, well, when I got back and stopped trading, he said, I realized how much I missed it, so I better learn how to do it well. And he did. Anyway, here's another one by Confucius, one of my favorite scholars from the 6th century BC, same as Pythagoras. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. Boy, that is true. And that is really, the other thing that's important about the trading, folks, it's just like baseball. In trading, you make your money by being a good defensive player. Focus on how much you're losing, not how much you're winning. That's the main thing that you want to be worried about. So do that. That yesterday ball game, Houston gave the game away. I mean, there were two major mistakes. The pitcher's got a two-hitter going in the 7th inning, and he walks a guy. So what does the manager do? He pulls him out and brings in a third-string relief pitcher who the first pitch goes out of the park, and then the next one goes out of the park. So that was on the manager on that one. That was no good. The walk was not a problem because the guy had worked out of every doggone, well, let's move on to the other thing. Okay, just remember, it's a good defense, not the offense, that wins the ball games in football and in life. So you got to remember the defense. That you got to, if you take care, shucks. When we get back, I'm going to tell you a little demonstration that I saw that I think it'd be interesting to play with. I'll talk to you about that after the break. 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Oh, dear. Let's move on to the next one here. I wanted to bring to your attention, folks, the natural gas. As soon as I get this up here, I think we'll be ready to go. Oh, dear, I just posted it, and now it's disappeared. You know, I've got so many charts here to show you, folks. Oh, there it is, right there in front of me. Here's natural gas. As you remember, way back in October, Mr. Z was really liking this natural gas. We were looking at the November contract at that time, and it was just a tad below the 786 at 222, as I recall. And we've had this huge rally now. We've rallied over 40 cents, which is a lot. Right now, as you can see, we're trading almost exactly at the 61% retracement of that move from the high of September the 16th. Okay, now the key here is two things to remember. All right, if you go back to look here, just a few days ago, we had the gap up. You notice that gap up back on about the 25th or so of October, and then we've had this nice run up here. Whenever you see a gap like that coming out of point C, you can just not bet the farm, but bet one of your pigs that it's going to expand quite a bit off the AB move. Usually AB equals CD, but when you see that gap like that in that really wide range that day, boy, oh boy, that is a really powerful signal. You know that it's going to go higher, and we were bringing that to your attention. We got out of it at the 50%. Well, actually, we got out of it a little bit. We got out at around 259, as I recall, and that was a 382 retracement. And of course, it continued to go about $20 higher, but that's neither here nor there. So the game plan here is to, hey, Bob, you're talking about Spokane at 18 degrees. How about 51 in Tucson today? I mean, that's freezing weather here. So anyway, what you want to be watching for is an ABCD structure on the natural gas coming down. And if it's really bullish, it'll take 4 or 5 days to make a 382 retracement. And if it does that, then you've got something to really hang your hat on. That's what was happening, folks, in the euro yesterday when we were down at that 110.30 level. It hit the 382 retracement twice within 2 days. That's when the dollar index was hitting 97.70. Okay, so that tells us that that's what's going on there. Anyway, let's the frozen cactus. That's right, we do have them. We get below freezing here probably 1 or 2 days a year, because we're at Sarah and I are at 2,800 feet here up in the Catalina Mountains. The mountains behind us are about 6,500, and Mount Lemon's behind that at about 9,800. So we are in the mountains a little bit. Whereas in Phoenix, you're at basically sea level. You're at about 600 feet. So they don't get this super cold weather that we get here. Yeah, it's very cold. I was thinking of you last night, Marshall. Sarah and I were talking about you and Lynn up there. You're not very far from Portland, I know, but that's freezing. I mean, that's really cold. And here we are only in October. By the way, it's Halloween, folks, and I've decided to disguise myself as an old cowboy today. Unfortunately, all my costumes are being rented out, so I'll just have to go as the old newsletter writer and radio show host for TFNN. Yes. I don't know if you know that whole poem of Frost on the Pumpkin, Marshall, but you might want to look at it. 12 degrees in Denver. Boy, oh boy, my daughter's going to be cold up there. She's got that baby St. Bernard to keep her warm, though. Let's take a look here at a couple of markets. The bond market, folks, that rally that we got, let's bring this up here to make sure you can see where we are, because what we've done in the bonds, we finally had this really big rally. We've rallied just about 2.5 handles. We took out the highs of early October. It's at the 23rd at 60.28. We're trading at 160.20 right now, I believe. So we'll be watching for a pullback there, because I think we're going to see a consolidation here in the market for this. But remember, folks, I really believe that these interest rates are going to be going higher, not lower. anyway, go back to October and read what Mr. Bernanke said. By the way, on a programming note, remember, we're going to have Tom Hugard. Trader Tom is going to be on every Friday for a few minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, to talk to us about trading. A lot of it will be psychology, folks, because Tom spent a lot of time with me here in London and traveling all over the place, and he really is an aficionado of the mental part of this trading and the what it takes to be a very good thing. You're right, Bill. It's a very great book. If you want that book, all you have to do is contact Trader Tom, and you can go to telegram.com and Google or just log into Trader Tom, and he'll send you the book out. It's 181 pages, 45,000 words. I've looked at it, and it's I don't know how he did it, but he does. He's got a lot of energy. So anybody that has wheatgrass for breakfast, I guess, has to have a lot of energy. Okay, I wanted to move on to a couple of things in the futures markets here. Oh, by the way, how did the market open today? I don't even know. If we were stronger, weaker, up or downer, what do we got? Not too much difference here. So we're watching anyway. Okay, let's move on to oh, dear. Let's see. Okay, we're okay. All right. Not too much happening. We got gold at 1510. The 78% retracement on gold, folks, was 1512 and a half. We got to 1512.20. We're trading at 1510 right now. So that's very interesting. The euro has rallied all the way up to off of that low we made yesterday, which was a 382 retracement at 110.80. We went back and matched the highs of the other day, the 20th, at 111.80. We're down about 30 pips from that level. So those are interesting so far this morning, but not too very much exciting, of course. But that's what we're looking at here early this morning in the currencies. We've got a caller possibly. Let's bring this up and see if we do. We have Mr. Z on the line. John, how are you today, buddy?
I tell you, I'm going to join you for a walk. Get out the snowshoes. We're going to climb up top of Lemon Mountain there.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to, no snow up there yet, but there will be soon. Flagstaff, which is about 4 hours away from us up in the mountains, that's at 7,000 feet. It's 12 to 13 degrees there this morning. So winter is here, as they say.
You know, I recall a couple of years ago you were doing your show. I forget what, maybe it was spring. It was either spring or it was late fall. And there was a PGA golf tournament taking place somewhere very close to you.
Yeah, it's January at Star Pass. That's Tiger Woods' signature. It's every January, huh?
And and you showed during that event there was like 2 inches of snow in your backyard.
Yeah, well, we've had more than two. About 5 years ago, we had a blizzard here. You couldn't even drive up the hill to get to the house. It was a blizzard. The snowflakes were coming down and wind. I mean, you had to wait about 2 hours before the blizzard stops. Of course, the snow doesn't stick very long because it's it's a very rare event. But we've had two in the 28 years I've been here. We've had 4 or 5 snowstorms. It's not unusual to see a desert snowstorm, but they do happen. But most of the time during the winter, our temperatures are going to be 72 to 85. And then in April they start warming up. Hey, stay with us, John. We'll answer the question. We'll stop kibitzing, okay?
Yes, indeed.
All right, buddy. We'll be right back with Mr. Z.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you're a trader in the market looking for exposure to gold or gold mining equities, then now is a perfect time to sign up for Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. The summer is over, gold is trading back above $1,500, and the 10-year Treasury is hovering at around 1.5%. Tom O'Brien has been writing his weekly gold report for almost 18 years. There's no one that knows more about how the gold market trades and how gold mining equities react. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, Tom publishes his weekly gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. As of September 3rd, Gold Report subscribers have 5 active open positions with an average unrealized profit of almost 38% for each position. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up today by visiting TFNN.com. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The Bull Bear Trading Hour with Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Next.
Okay, we're back, folks, with John from the trading for Tiger Financial News Network. Den, John, let's get serious now. You wanted to talk about the British pound versus the U.S. dollar?
The Tiger's Den, my friend.
What did I say?
Yes, got a question for you, please, if you could, regarding the British pound versus the dollar. Just by way of review, it bottomed down at 120 the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd of September. On October 21st, it hit a high up at 130. And it's hanging right near those highs. And, of course, the ongoing Peyton Place Brexit saga continues now with evidently general elections coming up. I am wondering, when you're speaking to your friends, students, colleagues over there in the UK or the continent, is anybody sharing with you why the British pound might go meaningfully higher or lower, say up to 140 or back to 120. Could you just flesh out those thoughts and any thinking you or any of your colleagues have, please?
Sure, John. Well, I posted a weekly chart of the British pound, and as you mentioned, we got down to 120. And if you'll notice on this chart, you'll see these two really thick black lines that depict the rallies. Each of those rallies were equal from December through February and August through October. They stopped right at the 130, which is a 382 retracement of the whole move way back from 2018. So any move, if we get closing above that 130.50 level, would tell us that we're most probably going to go up to the 61% retracement to 134.50, which is another 400 or 500 handles. So we exploded out of here, as you can see, a really big move. But what's interesting where we are right now, John, and considering where that dollar index is, if we just come in and take a quick look here at the 4-hour chart, you're going to see a really nice oh, that's not right. Hold on just a second, folks. There it is. There it is. Nope, that's not it. Just a second. I've got to get it up here. There's the wrong one. There we go, John. Bear with me here for a second, John, and we'll be taking a look at this here. There we go. You'll see that we're making an ABCD pattern up here, and that's what makes it, really interesting to take a look at it. So I think that's why that is, rather important. So whether that means much or not, I don't know, but that's what we're looking at here this morning, and that's my 2 cents worth.
Are you picking now that I get so confused listening
welcome
to all
the
stuff
club
coming out of there because it changes. It seems almost minute by minute, but evidently a general election has now been scheduled and evidently agreed to by everybody. And in fact, that could be just wrong, but I think that's what I heard. My question is, in speaking to your London friends, is anybody sharing with you guesses as to what an election outcome might be and why it would drive the British pound versus the dollar one way or the other?
Well, John, I don't know if you know this or not, but they bet heavily on these elections, and right now, Jeremy Corbyn, who's the underdog, he's the extreme left-wing liberal. He's a 14-1 underdog, no, 23-1 underdog to win, whereas Mr. Johnson is I think 11-10 favorite. So this is and believe me, when Brexit happened on the 27th 3 years ago on June, it was 10-1 that they were going to stay in the thing. And my friend Allah, who I respect so much, always said it's going to be the other way around, and he said it's going to be substantially the other way around. So I didn't make any bet on it, of course, but I watched it. It was 10-1, and boom, you made 10 times your money in just a matter of a few minutes, just because of you guessed the right way. But they bet on it. They bet on it very heavily over here. Well, they bet on everything. You go into a kitchen, they bet on 50 quid whether it's the fly's going to go to the left, to the right of the apple pie when it lands. So,
gotta love it. Well, listen, thanks so much. I don't have any position. I'm still lost as to what to do, but perhaps we'll figure it out.
This is true. Well, it's better to be in doubt and not do anything and save your money. It's better to be out of a market wishing you were in than in a market wishing you were out. So that I can tell you for sure.
Is a position, exactly.
That's absolutely correct. You bet. Thank you for calling in. Mr. Z from the Tiger Financial News Network, the TFNN Den. All right, let's move on here to just a little bit more. We'll take a quick look here. We've already covered the British pound. We've already covered the euro. Any other questions? The Apple is up 1.5%. What does that put Apple at? About 146? Because the target on Apple was 145. Looks like the market has moved up a little bit, up and down, up and down, up and down, like it usually does. So we'll do one thing at a time and go from that level, and we'll see what's going on. Okay. All right. The next thing we want to keep an eye on is we got the DAX finally popped up. There it is. Hold on, folks. I don't know why it's so late getting in here. Here's the DAX that we usually start the show with. You'll notice this is a daily chart. We made the 1.27 ABCD pattern. It's a butterfly pattern because you've got the B leg is lower than the A leg, and you got ABCD, and that takes it up to that. This should be a correction coming in the German DAX, folks. Look at the pullback. The pullback in October when we were pulling back, where it was right there into September, right at the 61% retracement. So we'll see whether the DAX is going to start down or not. But that's the way it's looking in the German DAX. I don't know what that means. So we've got some divergences going on in the market, but who knows? You're right. Mr. Z does a whole lot, folks. You watch what he posts because he's a winner. He knows what he's doing. He's a terrific technician, a great money. He handles money manager really well. So when he says something, pay attention. He gives us some great trades, through the years and days and weeks. And he has some losers, but he tells you when his losers are there, and he tells you why. how can you not pay any attention to that? That's that's the main thing to look at. All right. Let's move on to one other one that I wanted to cover, and that is the long-term picture in the notes. Just want to get this up here to show you where we are and what the potential for this thing is, because if we don't start rallying back to those new highs, and we're a long way, this is going to go down a whole lot. Any move below 128 in those notes is going to signal that, whoa, there's something really seriously wrong here with this picture of negative interest rates. That much we'll have to rely on to see whether that's going to be the case or not. So let's pay attention to that, and we will get an idea of whether it is right or not. So that's what we're watching here this morning. And we got the break coming up, and then we got the end of the show. And then tomorrow we'll have Tom Hugard on. I'll try to get him on early, so if we get a chance, he'll stay with us a little bit longer. He's a terrific speaker. He's got a great deal of stuff to look at, and we'll see. 877-927-6648.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools, as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, someone asked me to put out the chart that I think is most important. This is a chart of Apple, folks. It's the weekly chart. This is the most held stock in the country, most valuable stock, I believe. But if you go back to 2012, look at the patterns and how perfect they are, folks. Every major bottom, every major top. I mean, they're just really amazing. And look what we're looking at right now. We're looking at triple ABCD patterns going back to 2016. The measurement is 245. We've been as high as 251 with that news yesterday on the earnings. We've got a butterfly pattern, a 3-drive to a top pattern, double top pattern. I don't know if it's going to stop here, but it's worthy of your attention if you like technical analysis, and I certainly do. But you'll not find a more perfect chart to look at, and since it's the most active, one of the most active stocks, and also definitely the most widely held, you got to realize that the public is certainly in it. But gee, it's just really a picture of technical analysis. It's really it's really quite interesting. But we have a whole bunch of patterns that are coming together up here in this 245 area. But whether it goes down, we got down to 241 yesterday, and then of course the news, which is usually bullish for Apple, came out bullish, and that pushed the stock up. It jumped at 8 or 9 points, but there was so little trading in there when those earnings came out. You don't know whether you count those trades or not, but it was a print, so you must count that 251 print. So this is what we're watching. This is why I think it's the most popular, or why it's the most important chart, because it's I think it's 5 or 7% of the Dow, something like that, and between Apple, Facebook, Google, and Amazon, and Netflix, that's about 45% of the Nasdaq, stock, the whole Nasdaq, 100 stocks. You can 6 of them run the Nasdaq because it's cap weighted. The higher the prices go, the more bangs in the buck they get. So that's why it's important. Remember, tomorrow, folks, we've got Tom Hugard as my guest, Trader Tom, and he'll be giving us some great information as always. And remember to do something nice for somebody. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.